My name is Todd Brays. I'm a student in Dr. Strange's EDM 310 class at the University of South Alabama. The class has been given an assignment to break into groups and create a podcast about technology. But really the whole purpose of this project, as a group assignment, is to teach us as future teachers how to create a podcast and what a podcast really is. First of all, I want to start with saying that there are many different types of teaching techniques that can be used in today's classrooms. But the group that I'm in decided that we would make a video podcast that would help teach future teachers how to use video podcasts in the classrooms as an effective teaching tool. Video podcasts can be very interesting. As students, we all know that it's very easy to become distracted in class, to get on Facebook, MySpace, text, whatever. For years, all we've been doing is listening to lectures, writing notes, and reading. But as new technology is coming into classrooms, like the Promethean Smartboard, it's much more easy to use technology in the teaching setting today. Video podcast with just a little bit of guidance. Video casts can be very interesting and can help you keep your students' attention far better than a straight lecture. In our group's presentation, we will be telling you how web videos can be useful in your classroom, examples of how web videos are done, and in addition, we will give you a few tips on how to find video podcasts and give you a few of the main sites where you can find different video casts to help you teach in your classroom.
My name is John Harville, and I am going to take this opportunity to talk to you about podcasts and their use in the classroom. First, I think it would be important to consider the age of your student. College-level students and high school students would probably appreciate a podcast that is not comical in nature, whereas a middle school student, and especially elementary school, first and second grade, if you could use animation and characters to introduce the subject and keep them entertained while teaching them something, would probably be very beneficial for you as the instructor. Plus, consider that podcasts are available online 24/7 for your students. They would be able to use their free time and their weekends to watch these podcasts and learn from them. And also, at night and on the weekends when they do so, you, the instructor, would be there for them. It would be beneficial for you, like the bonding experience between you and your students. And then just think how often they would watch them. Plus, students whose learning curve is not as great as someone else's would be able to use these podcasts at their will, in their free time, again, as I said, to watch it as much as they need to learn the subject. That, I think, would be the biggest benefit of a podcast, is being able to use it at home to call on you as the instructor at any time the student needs to. Now, one thing, podcasts are the way things are going. They're very informative if done correctly. I like them myself. So as an instructor, use them wisely, but use them to bond with your students. Use them to take the students who don't learn as fast as others to teach them what they need to know. You can even make specific podcasts for specific individuals.
Hey, my name is Cade Summers, and I wanted to let you know that another great thing about teacher-produced podcasts is that you can record them and edit them and work on them on your own time. You can also do it at school or when you get home, but if you're like me, my wife is already in bed and the kids are in bed. It's midnight for me right now, and it's the best time that I have to work on projects. For those of you who are less familiar with video podcasting, I'm going to provide you with some great websites that already have some video podcasts for you to review, and on which you will eventually be able to upload your new podcast. And also, I will list for you some great examples of current instructional video podcasts that are available. I want to begin by looking at YouTube, a very familiar site to all of us probably, at youtube.com. And to find video podcasts created by teachers or by students in schools, you might search for a specific subject matter or a specific school, like elementary or high school, or you might go to channels. Upon clicking channels, on the left-hand side of the screen, you will have a menu where you can choose education. Education will take you to all of those videos and channels of education from universities and colleges all the way to high schools and elementary schools and individual teachers. Up at the top, channels from YouTube EDU are channels from typically colleges and universities across the United States. Here is Stanford, Michigan Dental, Harvard, Minnesota, and so forth. And then further down on the screen, you'll see that there are a lot of other options from some who are more professional, some who are not, but all who offer something specific for the audience that they have in mind. YouTube EDU is an option to click on that will take you to even more of these types of schools. And of course, it is listed by most viewed, and one could continue down the list or continue on various other pages. The second site is TeacherTube at teachertube.com. Compared to YouTube, TeacherTube is more specific, aimed toward teachers and students, and so it's great in that way. However, I would suggest that it is useful if you have time. Unfortunately, it does not seem to upload videos as quickly as YouTube does, and that is only one of the downsides that I have found, and there aren't many downsides. YouTube has a downside in that it has a lot more videos other than teacher and education-related videos that could get a person bogged down in trying to find what he or she is looking for. The third site is Classroom 2.0, and I just wanted to list this. It's classroom20.com. And it is great for you as a teacher to go into a social network of other teachers and to watch videos about video podcasting and other technological tools that you might be able to use. If you download the program iTunes off of its website and enter the application and go to the store, iTunes Store, you go to iTunes U up at the top, as I've already done. And you'll notice, similar to YouTube, there's a very extensive list of categories and areas of the site that you can go to listen to audio podcasts or watch video podcasts. Education providers listed here, K through 12, universities and colleges, and various categories, fine arts, history, humanities, language, society, social science, and science, just to name some of the ones listed here. There are also featured providers of video podcasts and podcasts available here on this page. This is something that is somewhat new to me, but I know that there are just many, many types of videos available on this site that you can browse.
Hello, my name is Ryan Rogers, and today I'm going to speak with you briefly about a few tips to make your podcasts more effective. First, you should be prepared for your podcast. People don't enjoy listening to uhs and ums and large and often awkward gaps. Second, you should speak, not read. Reading from a piece of paper will make your podcast slow in development and boring to listen to. What you should do, though, is keep notes next to your computer or even on your computer, as I'm doing now, to make sure that you keep with the flow of what you're trying to say. Third, use music to assist your speech. Do not use it to fill up time. Fourth, be clear. Make sure you speak loud enough for the microphone to clearly hear you. Use the lighting so people can see you. Nobody likes to listen but not be able to see something if you're supposed to be making a video podcast. 5. Confidence is key. Lack of confidence in what you're saying will show. You will not be very convincing or enjoyable for your audience to listen to. 6. Be original. Have something in your podcast that keeps the viewers coming back, whether it be a catchy music, funny voice, or anything else you might think of. 7th, relax. Super nervous does not equal super success. So, to sum it up, speak clearly and with conviction. Prepare before you record, and have some fun while you're at it.